Well, good morning, everybody. Today we are at the top of the Church Fork picnic area, and we are going to hike the Pipeline Trail all the way out to where it overlooks into Salt Lake Valley. So the Church Fork picnic area is about 2 miles up Millcreek Canyon. It is right across from the Desolation Trailhead or the Salt Lake Overlook Trailhead, whichever you'd prefer. And this area is a very popular picnic area. Behind me is the parking lot that normally you can drive up to and park your car at, but this time of the year they close the picnic area. We got a little bit of snow up here the last week or two, so they usually close most of these picnic areas, and you have to park down on the road and hike up to the trailhead. So this trailhead serves as the trailhead to two different hikes. One is to go up Grandeur Peak, which is a peak up here a little ways that again overlooks Salt Lake Valley. And it is also the trailhead for the Pipeline Trail. Now you can go up canyon on the Pipeline Trail or down canyon on the Pipeline Trail. Today we're going to be going down canyon all the way out to where you can see the Salt Lake Valley at the terminus of the Pipeline Trail. So it's around the end of October, October 31st. Most of the colors are gone. Like I said, we got a little bit of snow up here and we've had some hard freezes, so most of the leaves have dropped off of the trees for the season. But this will still be a really nice hike. This trail goes along the south-facing side of the canyon, and it is pretty much a level hike. This is a fairly easy hike for people that don't want to do something that strenuous but want to come up here and enjoy the canyon. I would highly recommend this. Now the Pipeline Trailhead starts all the way up in Elbow Fork and pretty much stays level as it follows the canyon down. There are a couple areas where it drops down in elevation, but then you catch another part that is level all the way out to pretty much out to where we are going. So today's an off-leash day. There's going to be dogs out here on the trail. I have Ginger, Raven, and Doug with me. Yeah, it should be a pretty good hike. So one of the nice things about this hike is for the first part, you have this really nice stream. A bunch of nice little trickling waterfalls. It's a great place to water the dogs. For the rest of this hike, though, there's not going to be any water, so you're definitely going to want to bring water for the dogs. But this is a really nice area. I have been hiking up here for decades, I guess. It's kind of been one of those go-to places because it's accessible year-round. There's usually not a whole lot of snow up here. Even when there is, it gets enough use and enough traffic that it's pretty easy to get out and hike up the trail. So right here is the trail junction. This is the Pipeline Trail, and you can see it's 2.1 miles down to Rattlesnake Gulch, and then it is about 1.5 miles out to the Overlook, and that's where we're going today. Up here, if you go that way, that's 1.6 miles up to the Birch Hollow Trailhead, and people often will park a car up there and one here at Church Fork, and you can walk down and have a car to do the shuttle. They'll do the same thing with Rattlesnake Gulch. And then this sign here points the way to the trailhead, which is about 0.1 mile. That's where we had started. Or it is 3 miles up this other trail to Grandeur Peak. And that's another really nice hike. We're going to probably attempt that one here in the next couple of weeks if it doesn't snow too much. So this trail right here is the one that goes up to Grandeur Peak. And this is the Pipeline Trail that we are going to be hiking today. So it is a blue ribbon day out here today. Nice and sunny, mild temperatures. It's been kind of cold lately since we got a storm in last week. So this is looking up canyon. Right over here is Thanes Canyon and the Salt Lake Overlook Trail. Now, if you're interested to see what the Salt Lake Overlook Trail is like, I will put a link up at the top for that video. We hiked that earlier this fall, and it's a really nice hike. That's another one that's pretty much accessible year-round, and it goes up to a really nice overlook up on this ridge line. Lets you look down into Salt Lake Valley. Has a great view of this drainage too. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the fall leaves have fallen, but this area is absolutely spectacular to hike in during the fall. A lot of these trees along here are maples, box elders, and oak trees, and they turn various shades of yellow, red, and orange. So this makes a really scenic hike if you come up here at the right time of the year. I'll just pan this around a little bit for you. So here we have a nice view looking up towards Grandeur Peak. That's not the peak, that's just the shoulder of it you can see up there. But it's turned into a really nice day today. Lots of blue skies. It's real warm out too. Not too bad for the end of October. Well, we've got some nice views of the valley right here. Not too much haze in the air today either. So there are a lot of sections in this trail, particularly as you get further down canyon, that are open like this. Up on this ridge over here is where the Salt Lake Overlook trail is. So that is Rattlesnake Gulch down there. We are going to be at the trail junction with Rattlesnake Gulch here in just a few minutes. You can see where the trail switches back up to the Pipeline Trail across from us there. And the Pipeline Trail continues along the mountain at the level that we're at, and you'll be able to see out into Salt Lake Valley. This right in front of us is Rattlesnake Gulch, and that's where the trail heads into and meets with the Rattlesnake Gulch Trail at the top of those switchbacks over there. So we'll be over there in a couple of minutes. So when you get in here to Rattlesnake Gulch, you're going to see this sign, and that shows we got 2.1 miles back up in the direction we came and 1 mile farther out to the Pipeline Overlook, which is where we're heading. So this sign here points to this trail, which goes down Rattlesnake Gulch. And of course, this is just a repeat of the sign that we saw over there. Still 1 mile out to the Overlook and 2.1 miles back up to the Church Fork area. Now they have done a reroute of the trail. Those switchbacks that I was pointing out to you earlier are new. I think the last time I was up here was in maybe 2016. It's been a little while. And actually, I take that back. It was probably 2013 or 2014 the last time I was up here. But at any rate, this is the old route, and you can still take this to go down to the Rattlesnake Gulch trailhead. But it looks like they have a new and improved switchbacked area, probably to give better access for mountain bikers. This trail is open to mountain biking, and the ride up Rattlesnake Gulch would have been pretty steep. It's a pretty steep area to come up, and so I think that's why they put these switchbacks in here to make it a little bit of a smoother ride if you are starting your bike ride from the Rattlesnake Gulch trailhead. Got some really good views across Rattlesnake Gulch, looking at the southern side of the canyon. Those big snow-covered rocky slabs over there are the north-facing slope of Mount Olympus. Well, I think I just figured out why they have done this reroute. Oh, look at that. Love it. I haven't seen a whole lot of snakes here. And the dogs didn't see it at all. So, as I was saying earlier before I got distracted by that snake, it looks like this reroute was part of the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. Now, the Bonneville Shoreline Trail is a trail system that has been put in over the last 10, maybe 15 years, and it basically follows the shoreline of the ancient Bonneville Lake. And if you're down in Salt Lake Valley and you look up at the mountains, it's a pretty distinct area where there was some sort of a shoreline at some point. And so they built this trail along it, and it looks like this is a segment that ties it all in, probably brings it down here to Rattlesnake Gulch, and you've got to go down the canyon, and you're going to have to go up a place called Olympus Cove, and you'll be able to catch the trail over there. I've hiked a couple of segments of it this summer, and it snakes along the Wasatch Mountains all the way across the valley, and I think they have plans to maybe take it all the way down into Utah Valley if they haven't already. It might be one of those hikes I do one of these years. We'll have to see. But it is just an outstanding day out here. It's nice and breezy, gorgeous sunshine, nice blue skies, and lots of dogs. So the views really open up the closer you get to the overlook. Now the overlook is going to be right over here, so we're pretty close at this point, but this section here is really nice. Got great views of Millcreek, Mount Olympus, looking up Millcreek Canyon. There's Grandeur Peak. It's just fantastic out here. Highly recommend this trail. And here we are, the Pipeline Overlook. This is Olympus Cove in Mount Olympus. There's the south part of the valley, the Ochre Mountains. You can see the Great Salt Lake, Stansbury Island, Antelope Island, downtown Salt Lake. Well, we're going to kick back for a little bit up here, relax, water the dogs, take in the view. And then we're going to hike all the way back up to Church Fork where we started earlier. So we're about halfway through the hike. But I'm going to finish filming here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this hike. This is a really nice hike. I would highly recommend to get out here and check it out. So according to the All Trails app, now keep in mind we started at the road and we have walked back and forth a few times as I stopped to set up the camera, etc., etc. But on this hike, we've gone 4.7 miles so far. And so we're about halfway there. Going to have to go back that same amount. Well, I hope you enjoyed this hike. This is a really good hike. I would highly recommend to come out and check this out. Even if you don't want to do the whole hike that we did today, you can start at Rattlesnake Gulch, and that would be about 1.5 miles to get you out to this point. It's a really nice spot to come out to, watch the sun go down, watch the city lights come out. Yeah, it's a really nice place, so I'd highly recommend it. Well, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more videos about hiking and camping out here on America's public lands, consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next time.